It is great to have you listening and joining us right now with his own entrance music is Houston City Councilman Mike Sullivan. How about that, Michael? A little rock you like a hurricane music.
Well, it's always good to wake up to music, and on the morning of a launch of the space shuttle, you know, astronauts wake up to music every day. Good morning.
Good morning. It's great to have you with us, and we'll continue our coverage, of course, of the final space shuttle mission. Mike, I know you're watching that like we are, but let's talk a little bit about Transtar. You, like me, a little concerned about Fort Knox here in Houston, where we're supposed to all focus our attention during, situations like hurricanes or, say, a terrorist attack. God forbid. They went down because of an electrical storm.
Yeah, that is a good comparison because we do think of Transtar as Fort Knox. It is a fortress, if you will, that is supposed to be resistant to hurricanes, power outages, natural disasters, whatever the case may be, man-made or natural. And it was quite a surprise. Power doesn't go out at Transtar. It's not supposed to.
Yeah, I would think, Mike, and correct me if I'm wrong, that would maybe be one of the first things that you would address because if you've got a hurricane coming on shore, if you've got something, that is going to knock out the city, the first thing that you want to address is, to make sure that you have power going into Transtar. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. There are redundant power sources there. I spent a great amount of time during the last Hurricane Ike, and I can tell you that even during the height of the storm, and when we thought that we were in the middle of the worst, we never lost power. There was no power interruption, no power loss. If I remember correctly, I think that they can be self-sustaining for 10 days or 30 days or something like that. And when they designed it and built it, thought of everything from water supply to power to food, et cetera. And I was shocked when I heard that power had gone down, especially for that length of time.
4 hours. We are talking with Houston City Councilman Mike Sullivan. And Councilman, thanks for hanging on. All right, so Mike, is this a fluke in your opinion? I know you've got an investigation underway, or is there something more sinister afoot? Could it be the Chinese, maybe the Iranians?
Well, you say sinister, and certainly I know that's kind of tongue-in-cheek. I think that it's too early for us to know. Apparently, Judge Emmett has already made a public statement that they identified the problem and it's been fixed. Harris County is one of 4 partners at Transtar. The other 3 are the City of Houston, Metro, and TxDOT. And I'll be asking our Public Works Director and our Homeland Security Director to give me a report as to what the problem was from their perspective and how we can prevent that from happening again. And, we talk about their responsibilities in natural disasters, but I can assure you right now, as you reported in your traffic report, that 290 is closed because of 2 grain trucks running to each other. That's being monitored live at Transtar right now by cameras and by speed charts, and they're working to reroute traffic and work with the law enforcement agencies to make sure that mobility and congestion are taken care of. So Transtar serves a very important role year-round, 24/7.
Yeah, there's no question. And Councilman, you're right. I was a bit tongue-in-cheek. You'll find out I do that a lot. But Transtar is the Fort Knox here. It is the edifice that we look to when we would have an emergency, when we would have a situation like a hurricane, a terrorist attack, God forbid, or something else. And it was one of the first things I learned about when I came to Houston, and how important it is to the city of Houston and the surrounding communities. I believe this probably was a fluke, and I guess, Mike, we could probably say, and this happens in our lives many times, I guess it's better that it happened now than we find out about it, if a hurricane should come on shore.
Well, you're right, and we are in the early part of hurricane season. It starts, of course, June 1st, and we're a month into it, and it's just in the weeks ahead that we can look for some tropical storm development and possible hurricanes. And I would just be aghast if we had this type of power outage or any other anomaly over at Transtar during hurricane season, because it is literally the nerve center. I know that when I was there during Gustav and Ike, that both times we had all of our regional partners from our small cities surrounding Houston
right.
to there to listen to the State Operations Center on conference call, and you hear a lot of information, and then the State Operations Center in Austin receives a lot of information from Transtar.
Right. Councilman, and I just want to say, again, thank you for your time, and should you ever need a play, if you can't get to Transtar, if there's ever a problem there, you are always welcome here in the bunker at KTRH, because that's where we are going to be reporting all of the news.
Great.
And you are welcome to come and bunk down with us here. I understand that they bring food in. It's supposed to be a great spot to ride out a hurricane, they tell me. I'm waiting to see. And you're welcome to come bunk with me if you'd like, Councilman.
Well, let's plan on doing it. You bet.
All right. Thank you very much. Houston City Councilman Mike Sullivan.